Healing isn't always soft. Sometimes it begins with a quiet ache, a tear that no one sees. You wake up heavy, unsure why the world feels different. That's how healing often begins, in silence. It's not the light entering your life, it's the darkness beginning to leave. You start questioning everything, your choices, your path, your worth. But this questioning is the first whisper of awakening. Healing doesn't rush, it unfolds slowly, deliberately. It asks you to stop running and start listening. Because pain isn't your punishment, it's your teacher. You're not broken for feeling lost, you're being redirected. The soul knows how to heal, but it must first be still. Every ending carries a beginning you cannot yet see. And sometimes, the mess you're in is the medicine you need. Trust this, what hurts now will soon make sense. Real healing happens in invisible places. No applause, no audience, no spotlight. Just you, your heart, and your truth. It's when you stop pretending that everything is fine. When you finally admit, I'm not okay. And that honesty becomes the doorway to peace. Healing asks you to be gentle with yourself. To allow time, not pressure, to guide your growth. You don't have to be strong every day. You just have to be real. Some days, your courage will look like getting out of bed. Other days, it'll look like smiling through tears. Both count. Both are progress. Every breath is proof that you're still choosing life. And that is sacred. Real healing happens in invisible places. No applause, no audience, no spotlight. Just you, your heart, and your truth. It's when you stop pretending that everything is fine. When you finally admit, I'm not okay. And that honesty becomes the doorway to peace. Healing asks you to be gentle with yourself. To allow time, not pressure, to guide your growth. You don't have to be strong every day. You just have to be real. Some days, your courage will look like getting out of bed. Other days, it'll look like smiling through tears. Both count. Both are progress. Every breath is proof that you're still choosing life. And that is sacred. There was once a woman who owned a beautiful vase, her favorite piece. One day, it fell and shattered. She wept, holding the pieces, feeling it was ruined. But instead of throwing it away, she began to glue it back together, piece by piece. Each crack was visible, imperfect but real. When sunlight touched it, the light danced through those cracks, creating something magical. She realized, it wasn't perfect anymore, but it was more beautiful, because it survived. That's what healing does. It doesn't erase your pain, it makes you radiant through it. The cracks become your strength. The light finds you through your wounds. And your story becomes a vessel for someone else's hope. Remember, you're not broken, you're becoming art. Healing isn't a straight road. It's circles, detours, relapses, and revelations. Some days you'll feel healed, and the next, you'll ache again. That doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're human. The soul heals in spirals, not lines. You revisit old wounds to understand them deeper. You cry for things you thought you'd buried. But each time, you rise wiser. Every breakdown clears space for clarity. Every heartbreak redefines what love truly is. Your chaos is sacred because it's part of your rebirth. Be patient with your process, it's holy ground. Even your confusion has divine timing. Because healing isn't about control, it's about trust. Healing will often isolate you. People may leave. Silence may grow. But solitude is where the soul breathes again. It's not loneliness, it's restoration. You begin hearing your inner voice again. You reconnect with your spirit. In silence, you remember who you are without noise. You learn to find peace in your own presence. The world outside may not understand your quiet phase, and that's okay. Healing isn't about explaining, it's about experiencing. You're not withdrawing, you're renewing. Even flowers close at night to gather energy. You are doing the same. Let the silence rebuild your strength. Because when you return, you'll shine differently. Pain is a wise teacher. It shows you where you abandoned yourself. Where you loved too little or gave too much. It reminds you to choose yourself again and again. Pain cleans your perspective. It teaches you boundaries, compassion, and truth. You stop asking, why me, and start asking, what is this teaching me? You begin seeing blessings in the wounds. You learn that love without respect is not love. That forgiveness is freedom, not approval. And that walking away can also be an act of grace. Every scar carries wisdom. Every lesson adds depth to your soul. Healing may not look pretty, but it's sacred evolution. Once there was a tree struck by lightning, split in half, leaves gone. Everyone said it would die. But through rain and storms, its roots held strong. Months later, tiny green buds appeared. The tree grew again, slower, but wiser. It carried scars from the fire, yet they didn't stop its growth. Instead, those scars became part of its beauty. That's how healing feels, slow, painful, but unstoppable. You grow again, not the same, but stronger. You bloom in places you once thought were barren. Because the light inside you never left, it just waited for you to remember it. Healing brings you home, to your truest self. The one who loves without losing herself. The one who no longer needs to prove her worth. You start speaking gently to yourself again. You forgive your past self for not knowing better. You hold your present self with patience. And you honor your future self by growing. Healing restores your inner peace. It reconnects you with gratitude. You realize that everything was necessary, even the pain. Because it brought you here, to this moment of awareness. Now, your energy feels lighter, your heart more open. You stop chasing healing and start living it. And that's where freedom begins. You're not who you were before your pain. You're softer, wiser, deeper. You now understand that healing was never meant to look perfect. It was meant to transform you. The cracks, the tears, the chaos, all of it sacred. You are the living proof that light can grow in dark places. Every ending carved space for something new to bloom. You've walked through the fire, and now you carry its light. You've faced your shadows, and now you dance with them. Healing didn't fix you, it freed you. So breathe. You made it through the storm. And what you've become, is the most beautiful kind of sacred.